My reason is pretty simple. It's not as dramatic as last time.
Yeah, but can I tell you what it is before you tell me and you're going to freak out?
Okay.
Okay, you see, you guys here in the academy, you become cliques and you become groups. And, you know, each person feels like they belong to certain people. And when certain people traveled, you really felt, you really felt.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You really, let's just be frank. I mean, when Basha Ibrahim left, you were really, I'm not going to say left hanging, but you know,
kind of left outside
people
alone.
that you like to talk and relate to the most.
Exactly.
We're not here.
I totally agree
and
with
Michelle
you.
and Tanya had their problems, so
I totally agree with you, and
you were like completely feeling like, what?
Exactly.
Am I in the same place?
And I knew I knew that the subject was going to be brought up, so I thought about it. And you're totally right, because when they left, before they left, I started having a lot of pressure on top. Like, it wasn't because they left, it was the fact that they left.
They are going to leave. The fact that they're going to leave, yeah.
No, and it was other things that were going on around me. So the fact that usually when these things go on, like when these things are going on, who do I talk to? One of both.
Of course.
Right? So the fact that they weren't here made it worse.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm the type who doesn't really talk about my feelings. I keep things to myself. I write a lot. I write a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
That's my therapy. So, but usually when they're here, I keep a bit to my papers and I write, and then some things I actually talk about. But the fact that they weren't here made me kind of just put everything in, and the fact that everyone else was going through their own things
Each one had their own,
kind of made me feel like, wow, like I'm really on my own. Like I saw everything through a completely different perspective. Even when they came back, I told them that like I saw things that I never thought I'd see before.
Yeah, you even got very close to someone that you weren't close to.
Exactly.
Because you felt, because you know from the beginning she feels like she's a loner, and you felt the same way.
But the thing is, I saw what she sees.
Yeah.
I saw I saw how she feels. I saw everything.
That's gonna help you. That's gonna make you stronger when you come back.
Yeah, and
you have to understand. You have to understand how the chain, how the unity, and how your friendship here is one of the most important things you have in this academy.
But I'm gonna say one thing, and I don't want to make the story a bit bigger. But the one bad thing, or maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, but it's not a very positive thing, is that I saw, because when you're concentrating on your time with someone, you're blinded by what goes on around you.
That's right.
So you don't see the bad things.
You saw yourself in other people's shoes, and you didn't like what you saw.
No, I saw myself in other people's eyes.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I mean
you see how people see you.
You saw how people look at you.
You saw how people see you.
You saw how you look at them.
And you saw what people think about you.
Yes.
So sometimes it's good to be blinded. Like sometimes you feel like you don't see the good things, but you also don't see the bad things. So sometimes
like you came out of yourself and you
exactly
see yourself. Like I told you before. You remember when I told you to do that?
Yeah.
It happened to you in real life today.
So you see it with people who might not like you as much, who might not, who like you more.
So people more or less
exactly
for what they are.
Exactly.
Not their facade acting.
Exactly. Because you kind of have the time to look around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You kind of have the time to, like, you're doing nothing. So you're paying attention to this person's conversation, or how these people are acting, or what these people are saying. And when they don't think you're listening, and I'm writing songs, and no, I'm not an idiot at the same time, and no, I'm sitting down and I'm writing, but I'm the type of person who knows how to read through people very well. So that's one thing, but we can put it aside for now. The main thing is that this time for me is not as dramatic as the first time.
Normal.
Because it's not the first time, and second of all, because last time I was upset at myself because I knew that I went in and I did everything wrong. You know what I mean? This time it's the case that I was good, but I was weaker than everyone else.
What I told you? I told you the most important thing is that when you get down into that eval, that you are completely convinced that you gave it all you've got.
Exactly.
And from then on, it doesn't make a difference if you win or lose. But you have to be 100% sure and convinced that you have done the best you possibly can.
Exactly.
And when you're like that, you're fine, and you leave with your head up high.
That's why this time I wasn't. And when I went down, the reasons for my nomination were not that I was not good. It's just that I was good, but people were better than me.
You changed a bit?
Yeah, like I went down, for example, bit by bit. The first teacher told me that she didn't nominate me.
Okay.
She didn't nominate me, which
Oh.
was good. Last time they all nominated me.
Okay.
She didn't nominate me, and she said that, for example, Madame Mary said that she didn't nominate me
Because you were better.
because I'm good and I'm getting better from the moment I came here until now. I'm much better.
Of course.
But out of the 4 girls, I'm the weakest one, which doesn't mean I'm weak. It just means out of the strongest, I'm the weakest.
Yeah, but you know, again, we have to think about this. Are you really the weakest of the 4, or is it because, I mean, your voice and your style of singing is
Different.
has a certain has certain limitations that we're reaching now.
Exactly. So,
No one's weaker than anyone.
but yeah, but we're at a point now where we're all good.
That's right.
But they're gonna have to pick.
Exactly.
You know, they're just gonna have to pick the
It's
ones
getting more
who
and more
are
difficult for them.
Exactly.
I believe. I would never want to be them now. It's getting more and more difficult every day.
And then, for example, my another teacher told me that he thinks I have so much to offer, but I'm just not doing it. Because in acting class, I had a problem with the language barrier, which I still think I have.
Yeah.
But he thinks that it's not just that. It's that I have so much in me, but I just don't go to the end. He's like, if you didn't have it in you, I would tell you that you don't have it in you, but you do have it in you.
I told you have a lot more. I've told you so
I
many
know.
times. Because the person I see on stage
It's completely different.
is not here.
That's another thing. Another thing is that, remember how last time I told you it's like I'm
Yeah.
schizophrenic?
Yeah, yeah.
That's,
We couldn't say that.
well,
but
it's
it
an
is somehow. It is
exaggeration, but
somehow.
it's like,
Yeah, but very good performers and international stars are very much like that. I've worked with so many of them, and I've trained a lot of famous people in my life, and they're so into themselves and so
to
weird,
themselves.
so timid in real life. But when they hit that stage, these people blow up. I was like, what?
Have you
Is that
ever-
the same person?
Have you ever heard of Beyonce and Sasha Fierce? How Beyonce has 2 names, her name and another one on stage.
انت بتعرفي شو القصص؟ يلا 10 بوش اب تاخذيهم.
لا يا حبيبي لا يا
شو
حبيبي
بدك كمان؟
يا حبيبي
فوتي يلا 10 بوش اب. هيك 10 بوش اب تاخذوا شو؟
لا 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 لا
ون.
سخت عليك يا جورج. ده احنا
ما بيتغير
ده احنا
الحلقة.
نعمل لك سيستا. اوه
10 ثانية عم تعمل لي 10 بوش ابس يلا.
هنتيم
احسن شيء هلا انه صديقة 7 عم يشعروني.
يا حرام عليك. تطعمي هول الجاي يلا 10 بوش ابس يلا باي.
تعالي يا جورج استنى بقى.
10 بوش ابس ويلا يلا.
اوكي.
جود 10 بوش ابس.
لا يا جورج قول مين
1.
انت بتعملي ايه يا
لا،
عليكة؟
يا
مش دي مش
مجنونة.
دي
على كيفك.
مش دي واحنا بنعرف نعمل
برافو
دي.
عليكي. 1 زلي بعد زلي بعد 2 شو هيدا عم بيعطيكي قوة الدراجون تبع برشا يلا كم داون ايان زلي بعد ايان زلي 5 6 7 8 9 بس ما خلصوا ايا صاروا 3 ايا 3 كفي ايا كفي يلا بليز
Good luck لارا.
قطشتوا لنا التركيز تبعنا
2
They ruined the
معك
moment.
ايا ولا وحده ولا زيرو
آية جيبي معك
بعد
جيت.
زيرو بس ما هي بتعملي عنا
لا يا جورج.
يا انت بتعملي عنا
أنا
هي
بعمل عنه أنا بعمل.
لا لا يا
بتعمل
حبيبتي
هي،
لا يا
يلا.
حبيبتي.
معقولة انت؟ يلا
حرام.
جو
بتعرف ليه؟ لأنه أنا قلت
ايا
له خش
زلي
بالاستوديو.
ايا زلي بعد
انا بنزل
ايا زلي شدي حالك 1 اوكي 2 اوكي
عندي عضلات
3
مستشفى.
شدي حالك 4 ما عندي شك 5 6 7 منيح ايا يلا الله معك
يا سلام.
عملتي قبل شي 5 6 كمان صاروا شي 13
ماشي وحياة ربنا ماشي لجننك يا جورج.
طلع لك السي دي او كمان طلعتي بلا سي دي
يا سلام.
وينو السي دي
ماشي يا جورج
كله اليك
هجننك يا جورج
الله
وحياة ما
معك.
بحسدك
يلا.
لجننك.
I like Bash comes in. I want my CD. He does it before he knows. He does much. I'm taking my CD. Yalla, bye. Go ahead.
Nothing. I was just telling you about. No.
No way.
La.
No way.
I was just telling you about Beyonce. Now she has a new name called Sasha Fierce. So when she goes on stage, they call her Sasha Fierce
Why is she doing this?
because she has a completely different personality.
And now she's doing acting. She's like her.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
but-
something. Her. I'm not supposed to say, but she has a movie now. It's #1 in America.
I see. I'm left out of everything when I'm locked here.
شو ذا؟
خلاص بقى امشي.
نسيت دي والله نسيت. سوري.
شو هيدا؟ خلص خليهم كلهم خلصيني بقى.
وحياة ربنا حاضر.
يلا بقى باي. يا ربي جو. انا بعيط لكم.
No, I was telling you because of how different she is on stage, that she's a completely different person, that they call her Sasha Fierce now. So, but the problem with me is that there's a difference between being timid.
Sasha Fierce is not a nice name as Beyonce on stage, I think.
I know, but that's what they gave her.
She went wrong, very wrong.
But my problem is, I think there's a huge difference between being timid and being scared.
Yeah.
I'm both together. That's the problem, is that I go down shy and I go scared. You know what I mean? And I concentrate too much on what I'm going to do wrong, then think about what I can, what right things I can do when I'm down. That's the problem. But when I go on stage and I see millions of people, it gives me so much strength that I couldn't care less, because I know everything I'm going to do is just going to come right out of my heart.
Of course.
And even if I make a mistake, I know how to cover it up, because you don't pay attention to who's judging you. You know what I mean? And the people who are there to watch you, even if they do judge you